Hello everyone, welcome to the explanation for MOTU chess. um, I've always been a chess fan, so it's one of the better types of board type of tabletop figure-based, hands-on type games, things video games can't give you. So it's an extremely complicated game, and I don't play it that well, but I like it. So I always have ideas about making things as chessboards and whatnot. So MOTU is obviously, a given. The first chess set I made was in around about 2003, 2004, something like that. And it was essentially the same thing, but not done as well. It featured the same type of board, just not painted this way. It featured the 2000 series figures made into the pieces. But the pawns were not made the same way, and the trim and look of the board was different. So, let's begin with how to make the board. How to make the board is you go to Home Depot. All this stuff, also by the way, was made here in this apartment with no saw tools, anything other than a hand saw, and I tried to essentially have the cuts that I needed, which were very little, made at Home Depot. So if you live in an apartment and you have a Home Depot near you, you can make one of these too. Home Depot and a Hobby Lobby, you'll need one of those. So the board itself is MDF. It's a 2x2 foot board. They sell it already pre-cut like that. Sometimes, if it's not in stock, then they will sell a 2 foot by 4 foot MDF board, and then you go and just have them cut it in half. And you got 2 boards if you want there. So there's your board. The trim is just some, I think it's 1 by 2 by 4 basic plywood trim, or whatever your basic woods are, and I had it cut to 2 foot pieces there when I bought it. Then it's just a point of assembling, which is gluing, screwing, using wood glue, putting nails in, screwing in, put the trim on there, put some stands underneath so that it stands up a little bit if you want off the table, like this one does. And then you have your board. Then you got to do your measuring for your, for the grid and everything, which they all come out to be, I think it's 3-inch squares. And then you get to painting, and after that, you have a board. So then that doesn't cost much at all. You can make this board with everything, paints included. And what I did, I was using cardboard for these spikes, all kinds of other things, little pieces of wood for the tiling, the brick tiling. Those are just little pieces of wood pieces that you get at craft stores like Hobby Lobby. You can make this whole entire board, not pieces included, just the board itself, for $20, $25, something like that. The pieces, on the other hand, that's where the money comes in, because if you have all these pieces, then you don't have to spend any money out of pocket. But if you have to search for these pieces, trying to find them loose and whatever, it can get kind of pricey, because you may not be able to find them loose, and you got to buy them on card, and they're expensive that way. So the pieces end up they cost me in total, I would say, around like $250 to get all the pieces that I needed to, all the figures. So then you get to chopping the arms off, chopping the waist, chopping them at the waist, and then after that, at Hobby Lobby, they sell these. These are candle holders. I believe they're little wooden candle holders, and they're perfect little chess pieces. The original board used the 2000 series mini statues, mini busts. Yeah, they were the mini busts they sold, and they were right in scale with the figures, literally. So you get the candle holders. You chop the pieces off, get your busts and glue them together. Hot glue works good. It doesn't necessarily last that long. It's more of a temporary thing. So I like to use more like super glues or industrial glues. I'm not planning on taking these apart or anything like that. So they are forever going to stay these pieces. Pick your characters and get to making them. The pawns. So over here we have the little hover bots from the Filmation series on the dark side, and on the light side we have, these were some sort of training bots in the Filmation series. I think they were just labeled training bots for Man at Arms or something. But on here, this is again, all this stuff comes from Hobby Lobby. You can get you some wire. These are the little rocks that feel like plant bases or whatever. You can get them in the home and garden section. The wood is just little wooden discs. You go get in the little wood pieces section, the same place you get these other little pieces, where you'll get these half moon or half spheres, and they also sell cones. So you take a cone and a half sphere, or half ball, I think is what they call them, half balls. Split balls. As funny as that sounds. Split balls. Take one split ball and one cone, glue on, dig your little hole in there so you can get the wire in there, glue his arms on there. This is electrical tape. And then on top of the electrical tape, I put acrylic, a gloss acrylic paint, so it holds the electrical tape on there really well. And there you go. That's how you make those. Same kind of process here. This is just a full ball, and same thing with the arms. I used foil here to create the metal. So it's just little strips of foil that I folded up nice and neat, and then used a cardboard base, little pieces of cardboard to make the arms. I mean, not make the arms, but make the little blaster and make the knife hand. And they're all different sizes. Every single one of them is unique. I wouldn't even try to sit there and make them all exactly the same. So they're all hovering at different heights. They all have different arm positioning. Some blades are longer. Some blades are designed a little different. Some of the little blasters are bigger. And there you have your pawns all the way across. Me particularly, I designed this chess set in a certain type of ruling, because obviously, you know, having the rules of the chessboard, the powers of each piece, they don't transfer outside of any type of kingdom-based thing where you have kings and queens who are the most powerful things on the board. Where in here you're using heroes, and so I'm not going to make a board that has King Randor and Queen Marlena. Other people might. That's the way that they want to do it. But on the opposite side, to me, you're not going to find an equal to that. And then you really got to take the powerful people like He-Man and put them off to the side. So the way this board is designed is that the most powerful character is the most powerful piece. So your queen is going to be He-Man on that side, and your queen on this side is going to be Skelly. The king, which we all know is possibly one of the least powerful pieces, but the point is it's the least mobile piece, and other than a pawn, obviously. So, and being as it is the focus, you are to take the king in order to take the board, then it makes only sense that you are to either take Castle Grayskull, which is the general idea of the Masters of the Universe, but on the opposite side, you have to be able to take something too, so Snake Mountain is on the other side. And on a basic fundamental level, you'd see that taking away his fortress would essentially take away his forces and beat him. So I made custom pieces for the kings, which are Snake Mountain and Castle Grayskull. This is foam on the base, just cut it, use 3D paints. The pieces themselves on top, that's made from Sculpey. I just did really cheap basic sculpts, and then painted them up. This one for the spikes, these are little toothpicks I used in there to give all the little spikiness of Snake Mountain. And then of course that theme is continued on with all the spikes that are on this side. And same thing with that side, having all the brick tile around goes along with Castle Grayskull. And I also try to keep functionality within the pieces. So whatever action function they may have had, I tried to keep. I couldn't do it with all of them. I'm not that kind of a great toy engineer, so I couldn't keep, you know, like him spinning, but you can still use his, I don't know what you call this thing back here, his back apparatus, his cyclone apparatus on there, you know, like Triclops, you can turn his. I obviously kept the swords and as many of them as I could. Couldn't keep Mechanic moving his head up and down, but so it's fixed. But yeah, everything else I tried to keep it as cool as possible. Where when you play this, you know, it's more than just playing a chess game. You know, you got to it's more exciting anyway. It's not like you got to do more. It's just that it's a little more exciting, you know. And that's pretty much it. It takes a while. It took me a month straight to put all this together, and that was all I worked on was this. But again, it doesn't take a whole lot. It doesn't take all kinds of tools or anything like that. It just takes a lot of paint, a lot of time, nice finger dexterity for dealing with the small stuff, and most of all, an overactive imagination. So, thanks for watching. Check out this little chess match.